Welcome back to World Cinema Library.
Hi guys, welcome back. In a city glowing with artificial light and buried secrets, a lone man exists like a ghost among the living. His world is defined by structure, silence, and rules that leave no room for emotion. Every movement is deliberate, every decision calculated, as if life itself is a mission to be completed. The walls around him offer safety, yet they echo with isolation. Outside, chaos waits patiently, pressing closer with every passing night. Time feels heavier, conversations shorter, and silence louder than ever before. Something unseen begins to disturb the balance he carefully protects. And once that fragile order breaks, nothing in his carefully controlled world will ever be the same again. Stay with me till the end. This one is unforgettable. Léon, a quiet and highly skilled hitman living alone in New York City, working for a local mob boss and following strict personal rules. No emotional attachments, no unnecessary risks. His life is simple and repetitive, centered around his work and the small routines that keep him grounded. In the same apartment building lives 12-year-old Matilda, a neglected girl growing up in a troubled family involved in criminal dealings. One day, corrupt DEA agents, led by the unhinged Norman Stansfield, raid her apartment in a brutal operation that leaves her entire family murdered. Matilda, who had stepped out moments earlier, returns to witness the aftermath and realizes she has nowhere to go. In desperation, she knocks on Léon's door, silently begging for help. After a long, tense hesitation, Léon lets her inside, a decision that quietly breaks the most important rule of his life. From that moment, his isolated world begins to change in ways he never expected.
As Matilda stays with him, she learns the truth about Léon's profession and asks him to teach her how to become a cleaner so she can avenge her little brother's death. Reluctant at first, Léon slowly begins to train her in the basics of his trade, though he tries to maintain emotional distance. What starts as a practical arrangement gradually grows into a deep and unusual bond, part friendship, part father-daughter connection, filling the loneliness in both their lives. Matilda brings noise, curiosity, and raw emotion into Léon's quiet apartment, while Léon provides protection and stability she has never known. Meanwhile, Stansfield becomes aware that Matilda survived and begins searching for her, driven by paranoia and ego. The tension escalates as Matilda, impatient and fueled by revenge, attempts to confront Stansfield on her own. Léon is forced to step in, rescuing her and realizing that protecting her now matters more than his own safety. The professional killer who once lived without attachments now finds himself fighting to preserve the only human connection he has ever truly had. Eventually, Stansfield tracks them down, leading to a violent siege on Léon's apartment by heavily armed agents. Léon uses all his skills to defend Matilda, turning the building into a battlefield while trying to secure her escape. Amid explosions and chaos, he guides her through the ventilation system, giving her a chance at survival beyond his dangerous world. Wounded but determined, Léon confronts the remaining agents in a final attempt to ensure her freedom. In a tense last encounter with Stansfield, he makes a decisive sacrifice that guarantees Matilda's safety. The conflict ends with devastating consequences, closing the chapter on Léon's life as a solitary assassin. Matilda, carrying both grief and strength, steps back into the world with a new understanding of love and loss. The story concludes not just as a tale of revenge, but as a tragic transformation of a man who learned to care too late. Jean Reno delivers one of the most restrained and powerful performances of his career as Léon, a man who speaks very little, but expresses everything through his eyes and body language. His stillness becomes his strength, making every small gesture feel meaningful. Reno portrays Léon as both dangerous and emotionally innocent, creating a rare balance between brutality and vulnerability. The way he slowly softens without losing his silent intensity is what makes the character unforgettable. Opposite him,
a young Natalie Portman gives a stunning debut performance as Matilda. She handles complex emotions, grief, anger, confusion, and affection, with surprising maturity. Her performance never feels artificial. It feels raw and honest. Together, their chemistry builds the emotional heart of the film, making their bond believable and deeply moving. On the other side, Gary Oldman delivers a chilling and explosive performance as Norman Stansfield. His unpredictable energy, sudden mood swings, and intense screen presence make him one of the most memorable villains in 90s cinema. Oldman doesn't just play a corrupt officer. He embodies chaos itself, switching from calm to terrifying in seconds. His exaggerated yet controlled performance creates constant tension whenever he appears on screen. Even in limited scenes, he dominates the atmosphere with his voice and expressions. The contrast between Reno's quiet minimalism and Oldman's theatrical aggression adds depth to the film's dramatic balance. Every major character feels fully realized, not exaggerated but emotionally grounded. The performances elevate the film from a simple action thriller into a character-driven masterpiece. Under the direction of Luc Besson, Léon, the professional blends emotional storytelling with sharp visual intensity. The cinematography presents New York as cold and isolating, filled with shadows and confined interiors. Close framing makes the audience feel trapped inside Léon's limited world. Dim lighting and narrow spaces quietly increase tension throughout the film. Action scenes are shot with clarity and control, maintaining strong impact without chaos. This disciplined visual approach strengthens the film's quiet but powerful atmosphere. The editing carefully balances stillness with sudden bursts of violence, creating a gripping rhythm. Emotional moments move at a slower pace, allowing the relationship between characters to grow naturally. When action erupts, the cuts become sharper and faster, instantly raising intensity. Transitions between silence and chaos feel smooth and intentional. Sound design gives weight and realism to every gunshot and explosion. This contrast between calm and impact keeps the audience emotionally invested. The music composed by Eric Serra adds emotional depth without overpowering the scenes. Soft, melancholic tones highlight loneliness and vulnerability in intimate moments. During confrontations, the score shifts to a more urgent and tense rhythm. Visual effects remain grounded, supporting realism rather than spectacle. Practical explosions add grit and authenticity to the overall tone. Together, direction, music, editing, and visuals elevate the film beyond a standard action thriller. In the end, Léon, The Professional stands as more than just a crime thriller. It is an emotional journey hidden inside a violent world. The film works because it perfectly balances action with humanity, never letting the gunfire overpower the heart of the story. Its quiet moments feel just as powerful as its intense confrontations. The performances give the narrative depth and authenticity that stay with you. The direction and technical execution lift it beyond a typical Hitman film. What begins as a story about survival slowly becomes a story about connection and sacrifice. The emotional impact lingers long after the final scene fades. This is a film that proves even the coldest world can hold unexpected warmth. IMDb rating, 8.5 out of 10. Don't miss the next movie. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.